Decisions made in Washington, D.C. can impact your cattle business. We'll have a policy update from NCBA President Philip Ellis. We'll share strategies one Texas ranch is using to rebuild their cow herd, and we'll say hello to San Diego, host of the 2016 Cattle Industry Convention and NCBA Trade Show.
And now, NCBA's Cattlemen to Cattlemen with host Kevin Oxner.
Hello and welcome to NCBA's Cattlemen to Cattlemen. I'm Kevin Oxner. This time we're coming to you from San Diego, California, the site of the 2016 Cattle Industry Convention and NCBA Trade Show. We're standing here at Point Loma, looking back to San Diego Bay and this beautiful city by the sea. There are big plans in place for this coming January when thousands of cattlemen and women will be here to make connections, do some work, and take advantage of some exciting educational opportunities. Plus, they'll have acres of exhibits to check out at the biggest cattle industry trade show. And there'll be some fun and entertainment along the way too, including the Cowboy Concert Series featuring none other than country music star Martina McBride. Just a little later, we'll have more on the plans for the 2016 Cattle Industry Convention. Convention registration is open now, and it's easy to sign up, get your hotel booked, and shop for some discounts on travel here to San Diego. It's all there for you at the website beefusa.org. Now, one man I know will be here for that gathering is Philip Ellis, Wyoming cattleman and president of the National Cattlemen's Beef Association. Welcome to the show, Philip.
Great to be here, Kevin.
Well, we want to talk policy, but before we do, just how excited are you to have all your friends here in San Diego in January?
I'm really excited. This is going to be a fabulous location to gather with all the cattle industry. My family's coming from Wyoming to learn, to go through the trade show, find ways to improve our ranch, to hear about the issues, and just to visit with cattle people all across the nation, right here in this beautiful location.
It'd be great. Let's talk policy for a minute. We've heard an awful lot about trade recently, particularly the Trans-Pacific Partnership. Give us the update.
Well, we are excited that recently the Trans-Pacific Partnership Trade Agreement has been reached by the 12 nations involved. It will, for the beef cattle industry, it's going to lower the barriers. It is going to lower tariffs, give us access to markets. It's a real positive thing for the beef cattle industry and for our future and my family's future on the ranch in Wyoming. We are encouraging Congress to pass this agreement, a 21st century agreement that will really benefit the beef cattle industry.
You know, we've been talking about waters of the United States and asking the EPA to ditch the rule for a couple of years now. What's the latest on that ruling?
Well, yes, we have a three-pronged effort on that issue because it is so important to us farmers and ranchers. We don't have navigable waters. That was the intent of the Clean Water Act. But we are encouraging the Senate to pass Senate File 1140, which would recall the rule and have them start over. That legislation is passed in the House. We are also working in a second area to defunding language in the appropriations process so that there would not be funds to enforce the rule. And thirdly, it is so important that we are litigating. We have joined with American Farm Bureau and other organizations, along with state attorney generals, to ask for a judicial review of this rule and whether it's constitutional.
We'll look forward to an update about that issue here in January. One last question. We always talk about how important it is to have boots on the ground in Washington, D.C. Why is NCBA's presence so important to cattlemen and cattlewomen in Washington, D.C.?
Well, because that we are in Washington, D.C. with our office there and our presence there. We know that the legislative process, the agencies, they are working every day. And while we're out on our ranches working every day, what they do in Washington, D.C. can affect us. So we are there every day. We're there to encourage them on things that will benefit our industry. We're there to monitor and watch for things that could affect our profitability and our businesses. We need to be there every day, and we are increasing our presence, Kevin, and we are increasing our ability to address our priorities in our office in D.C. as we expand that office.
That's really good news and a much needed change. Thanks so much for coming to the show. We'll look forward to seeing you back here again in January.
You bet. We're anxious to set sail for San Diego.
Absolutely. Now, if you'd like to join Philip Ellis in the fight to protect the way of life for cattlemen and women, why not join NCBA? Just call 1-866-USA-BEEF or visit the website beefusa.org. Out in the country, we know when it's time to cowboy up and pull together to get a job done. Pitching in to help a neighbor or lending a hand to a stranger in need is part of the culture in the cattle industry. And it's also part of the culture for a group called Ram Nation. We learn more as Cattlemen to Cattlemen reporter Brad Bulla brings us a story from Michigan.
At first glance, it may look like nothing more than a big garden. In fact, it's a place where they're growing more than vegetables. At the Oakland Hills Community Garden, north of Detroit, Michigan, people are pulling together to grow community.
Well, first of all, our mission is to grow food, feed people, and build community. And so this is our 7th year of growing food and building community and feeding people. It's exciting.
The people helping to tend the garden are part of Ram Nation, a volunteer initiative started by Ram Trucks, people who know a thing or two about what it means to be a part of agriculture.
You know, trucks in farms go way back. As long as farms have been out there, they always have a need for a truck. So it's a natural fit. And we communicate. A few years ago, we did a Super Bowl ad, farmer, and I know everyone's probably seen it, but it resonated because what it talked about was giving back and, giving your all. And that's what farmers do every single day.
As a new truck brand, the people of Ram decided they wanted to give back wherever and whenever they could. And they've encouraged Ram customers to do the same. That's the idea behind Ram Nation, which is making a difference helping people across the country, as well as in community gardens like this one.
There's a lot of places that we're able to deliver to, Grace Centers of Hope and Baldwin Center, Lighthouse and Grove Crest, and their homeless shelters and food banks. And because of our amazing production, Ram has done such an incredible job. Really, we're so thankful. This has been a bunker year, and it's because of all of the help that we've gotten, weeding and replanting and growing more, that we're able to give to those organizations.
Ram Nation is a way that we can help foster and give back to local communities. It's always easy when there's a natural disaster to lend a helping hand. And we do that, obviously. We've been partnered with the First Response Team of America for the last several years. And when there's a natural disaster, we go out, we get our Ram customers, our dealers involved to help out in any way, whether it's hauling away debris, bringing in essential supplies that those individuals need in that situation.
At the Oakland Hills Community Garden, they've even added honeybees to the mix. More crops are being produced, and more food is being delivered to those in need, all with the helping hands of volunteers from Ram Nation.
Ram has taken volunteering to a new level in this garden. Honestly, it is incredible, the amazing, hardworking, smart people, some with knowledge, previous gardening knowledge, some with none, that are coming out here to serve, and what they're doing is incredible. They're leaving their desk jobs to dig in, and God has meaningful lives for all of us, and if we can serve somebody and make a difference, I think that's an incredible thing.
As it is right now, the Ram owners are coming together to help things in the community like this. I hope all truck owners come together like this. Right now, this is created by Chrysler Corporation as Ram Nation, and it's being run by Ram owners. And the people that have participated so far, it's a wonderful thing. Where you get there and you're dirty and you're working and you're sweating, but at the end of the day, you don't see any of that. All you see is smiles, and people are happy and high-fiving, and it's just a great feeling to help.
In the gardens near Detroit, Michigan, I'm Brad Bulla reporting for NCBA's Cattlemen to Cattlemen.
To learn more about Ram Nation and Ram Trucks, just visit the website ramtrucks.com. Still ahead on NCBA's Cattlemen to Cattlemen, we'll head to the Texas Panhandle to see how the Bradley 3 Ranch is recovering from drought and working to grow their cow herd. And later, we'll see stewardship in action on a family ranch in South Dakota. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
You're watching NCBA's Cattlemen to Cattlemen on RFD TV.
Every truck can tow a boat. Every truck can climb a hill. Every truck can haul a trailer. But not everyone can say they're the fastest growing truck brand in America. Guts, glory, Ram.
Set sail for San Diego and the 2016 Cattle Industry Convention and NCBA Trade Show. It's the cattle industry's biggest convention with education, networking, and fun that can't be beat. Plus, you can check out the huge NCBA Trade Show, and there will be a special event held on the historic USS Midway. It's the 2016 Cattle Industry Convention and NCBA Trade Show, January 27th through 29th in San Diego. Visit beefusa.org for more.
Welcome back. We're here in San Diego, California this week as preparations continue for the 2016 Cattle Industry Convention and NCBA Trade Show coming up at the end of January. There's a long list of reasons why you and your family should come to the convention. And Cattlemen to Cattlemen's Russell Nemitz joins us now with a special guest to tell us more. Russell?
That's right, Kevin, and thank you again. This finds us on a beautiful dinner cruise out here in the San Diego Bay. Of course, we're talking about the 2016 Cattle Industry Convention and NCBA Trade Show headed for right here in beautiful San Diego, California. And as luck would have it, we have a special guest with us. We have Kristen Torres. Of course, she's the NCBA's Executive Director of Meetings and Events. And Kristen, let's talk about how excited we are in the beef cattle industry to bring the annual convention and NCBA trade show back here to California.
We are so excited. We have not been to California in over 20 years with our convention, and it is such a beautiful city, a wonderful convention center, a wonderful hotel package. We are so excited to bring Cattlemen to California.
Of course, the annual convention is held in some pretty spectacular places each year, but it's hard to beat San Diego, California at the end of January.
It's hard to go wrong. I mean, it's beautiful here. The weather's beautiful. The convention center is beautiful, as I mentioned. The hotel package is wonderful. There's palm trees, there's sand, there's water. You can't go wrong, really.
No, there's not much you can really complain about when you're down here in Southern California, but we also wanted to mention, sometimes folks think it might be kind of a tough place to get to, maybe an expensive place to get to, but that's not true at all.
It's not true. Actually, the airlift into San Diego is better than some of the other convention cities that we go to. The hotels are priced right around where we have been the past couple of years. Convention rates are right around the same, so it's really an economical package. It's a great value, the convention in itself.
All right, let's talk about the convention because, we'd have to spend probably a day and a half on this program to do so, but give us some of the highlights.
Yeah, we have a lot planned for the convention coming up. It's the year of the Roberts for the speakers. We have Chef Robert Irvine that's going to be our general session speaker. We have Navy SEAL Robert O'Neill that's going to be addressing the group as well. And Robert Fraley from Monsanto is going to be the Cattlemen's College general session speaker. Also, we like to have a lot of fun at the convention.
Really?
I know. Can you believe it? We have an event planned on the USS Midway. We're going to have a great party there, and then we're going to close out the convention with a concert with Martina McBride. It's going to be a great time in San Diego.
What about the trade show, the NCBA trade show, because it is an event in itself, and it is something to see.
It is. We're expecting another huge trade show this year. We're going to have over 300 companies exhibiting. We're going to have receptions in the trade show every day. We have the Learning Lounge where we have education sessions on the trade show floor every day. We also have our demonstration arena where we bring in live cattle and we do cattle handling sessions each day in the trade show. And then we also have a whole outdoor area this year since it's so beautiful in Southern California. We'll have equipment on display. We'll have lounges out there. We're going to have a lot of exciting things going on in that area. We're also going to have an outdoor kind of ride and drive area. So different equipment companies are going to be hosting events out there, and you're going to be able to test out equipment right outside the convention center. It's going to be great.
You know, I know folks don't always associate the state of California with the U.S. beef cattle industry, but in all seriousness, the California beef cattle industry is very excited to bring this annual convention and the NCBA trade show back here.
Absolutely. California Cattlemen's is a very strong partner of NCBA, and they're very excited to host the National Cattlemen's here in town. They're very, very supportive, and they're excited to bring their producers to this event.
All right. Now, I know a lot of folks have good intentions of doing that pre-registration. We want to get that pre-registration in. It's very easy, but let's say we get busy and we put it off a little bit. Can we still register on site if we just decide to fly to San Diego and have some fun?
Absolutely, of course. We welcome, don't ever hesitate to do that. We have registration available on site, so they can show up at the convention center, get registered, and we'll take care of them. They'll have a great time.
Awesome. Thanks for being with us, Kristen.
Thanks for having me.
All right. Set sail for San Diego is this year's theme, and it couldn't be more true from right here in the San Diego Bay. And Kevin, with that, we'll go ahead and send it back to you.
Thank you, Russell. You know, sunny San Diego at the end of January might just be the place to be. Now, a reminder, registration is already open for the 2016 Cattle Industry Convention and NCBA Trade Show. You can find out all you need to know about the convention and the plans in place for a fun family time here in San Diego for all those in the beef cattle industry. It's all there at the website beefusa.org. Still to come on Cattlemen to Cattlemen, we'll see how one family in South Dakota excels in caring for their land and their resources. And next, a visit to the Bradley 3 Ranch as they share some of the strategies they're using to grow their cow herd. We'll have more right after this.
Sure, cattle bring in the profits, but Case IH equipment helps you do everything else.
Your herd, your business, your family. You've always protected what matters most, so you know how important vaccinations are for healthy cattle. And with Vista vaccines from Merck Animal Health, you know you're covered. No other vaccine works like Vista. Only Vista gives you complete dual-action pneumonia protection and complete one-dose fetal protection for the entire pregnancy. Protect what matters most. Talk to your veterinarian or animal health supplier about Vista.
Sure, cattle bring in the profits, but Case IH equipment helps you do everything else.
This is yours, and so is what grows there. Not theirs or theirs, yours. You need this to fight this and this to grow more this. Because the more of this you feed them, the less this you spend on that, which leaves more of this here. Don't let them take this from you. Chaparral takes care of weeds and brush, and that's that.
Welcome back. Drought is certainly still a major problem here in California and much of the far west. Thankfully, in other regions, this has been a year of continued recovery, with revived forage and the opportunity to rebuild cow herds. For a cattle operation to survive the drought and restore a cow herd takes real management skill. We learned more about how one family handled the challenge as Cattlemen to Cattlemen reporter Brian Baxter reports from Texas.
The Bradley 3 Ranch stretches across 10,000 acres of challenging country in the Texas Panhandle. The ranch was founded in 1955 by Minnie Lou Bradley and her husband Bill. Today, Minnie Lou still leads the ranch along with her daughter Mary Lou and son-in-law James Henderson.
We're in the seed stock business, and so we raise predominantly registered Angus cattle. We have a few Charolais cattle as well. And probably one of the more extreme environments in Texas. We've been known within a year's time to range from -8 degrees to 123 degrees. So pretty tough environment, and the cattle have to be pretty adaptive to live here.
The tough environment for cattle took on a new depth of meaning with the latest drought that was more intense and longer lasting than anyone expected.
This drought, though, was different. This is the driest period on record in the Texas Panhandle. So it was drier than the Dust Bowl days of the 30s. It was drier than the drought of the 50s when this ranch was bought. And had we not been learning a lot about nutrition and how to manage these cattle through an environment that was extremely tough and had the help and the resources that Purina's been able to provide to us, I'm not sure we would have survived it.
The Bradley 3 team worked to protect their land during the drought, which started in 2011 and lasted until 2014. But as a seed stock operator, they also wanted to keep as much of their herd together as possible.
In 2011 and most of 2012, we never had any green forage. And so what forage we had was standing forage here, and that's really we don't feed our cows hay in this country typically. We survive on standing forage, and with Purina's AccuRation range liquid that we had here at the ranch, it provided us enough additional nutrition with that dry standing forage to keep the cows in good body condition and rebreeding and through lactation.
James and Mary Lou strive to provide quality genetics to their commercial bull customers, and they know their hard work in heifer and bull development makes productive, profitable cattle.
We're very fortunate to have a lot of really good commercial cattlemen as our customers. And part of what we try to do is provide a service to them, and we try to operate in the same types of environments and do the same types of things. And we try to be an advisor to them of what they can do. And with today's cattle prices where they are, every bit of performance that we can get out of these animals pays. And so being able to manage their health, being able to manage their nutrition puts dollars in our pocket. Sometimes we can put a little bit more inputs into these animals and get a lot more return. Purina has, from day one, acted very much like a partner to us, and so their specialists come here to the ranch. They help us look. They help us take grass samples and know what kinds of conditions we have in our forage. They're able to make recommendations of what we should be doing from a nutrition standpoint.
Now, like many producers who hope the drought is truly over, the historic Angus operation is developing heifers to add to their cow herd.
Replacement heifers are your future. You know, we're trying to get the best genetics that we can possibly have in moving forward, and so that's a real important piece. But we've also found that nutrition is a big part of the development of those heifers.
Purina's AccuRation range liquid allows us to develop a cow, keep a cow in better shape. It allows us to maximize the energy that we have available in the forage, but also deliver a balanced protein and energy package to that cow 24/7, 365 days a year, so that she can utilize the forage much better.
There's a number of different requirements. Obviously, we have replacement heifers that we're raising out to begin in our breeding program, and we'll start those on that AccuRation range liquid. Of course, they're accustomed to it being on their mothers. Then as they progress into their first lactation from breeding, they'll be on that liquid. We keep them as a separate unit until they've had their second calf, and then they get incorporated into the main cow herd.
By using the liquid supplement and placing the tank strategically, the Bradley 3 team is able to encourage cattle to seek forage across more of their land in areas where they may not have grazed before.
Now we're able to pull them there. We get more utilization of the grass, the existing grass that's left there. So even if we have limited forage, she's still able to get what she needs.
So I know there's a lot of producers that over the years have tried a lot of liquid feeds, and most of the stories that I hear are that, you know, the cows ate way more than they should of those liquid feeds. Purina's developed the intake modifying technologies so that the cows become snack eaters, and they will eat numerous times a day because you're basically feeding the bugs in the rumen, and those bugs require constant nutrition.
The cows at the ranch are thriving, in good body condition and breeding back. Each animal is given proper nutrition so the cattle can reach their full potential.
Today, as we regrow our herd in this current climate we find ourselves in, with costs still increasing, a rancher still gets paid on the number of calves and how much they weigh. That's the bottom line of a ranch.
That's been one of Minnie Lou's sayings for a long time, and I've heard her as she's given numerous cattle presentations with that quote that are your cattle working for you, or are you working for your cattle? And what that means to us is that these cattle need to be out in the range conditions, and they need to be foraging on their own. They need to be able to raise a calf and bring that calf in, and if we've got to be out there delivering feed to them every day, whether that's hay or cake or, you know, other traditional methods, then we're spending more time working for the cow than she is working for us, and we need that to be the other way around. Being able to utilize pasture means that we increase the carrying capacity of the rangeland, and so anytime we can produce more on the same number of acres, it really enhances the entire sustainability of the operation.
The U.S. beef industry is positioned for growth, and development of high-quality females lays the foundation for rebuilding the nation's cattle herd.
The future is I think, probably more exciting than I've ever seen since I've been in our industry. As we look at what the world population is going to do and what the available resources are, we know that we've got to produce more with less. It's really an exciting time as we look into the future. There's just tremendous opportunity in the cattle business.
Reporting from the Texas Panhandle, I'm Brian Baxter for NCBA's Cattlemen to Cattlemen.
Now, if you'd like to learn more about cattle nutrition and the research behind Purina's products, visit the website purinamills.com/cattle. Still ahead, we'll report on the value of the Beef Quality Assurance Program. And next, we'll take you to South Dakota to see how one family ranch excels when it comes to caring for their natural resources. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Well, I think a rancher has to be a steward of the land. There's nobody else that can take care of land better than a rancher. When we switched over to the Purina products, it was a step in the right direction.
The difference we see in the cattle is the consistency of their nutrition.
The cattle hold their condition a lot better throughout the whole year.
It does make a difference that we can see, day in and day out.
New Holland is the undisputed leader in hay tools. We give farmers a wide range of innovative equipment that increases efficiency and productivity all year round. Because to us, smart means providing a smooth, clean cut with faster dry down, plug-free conditioning, and superior bale density. And smart means leaving less hay on the field to feed more livestock in less time. That's New Holland Smart. Visit your local New Holland dealer today.
This week, we wrap up our series of reports honoring the 2015 regional winners of the Environmental Stewardship Award. This time, we head to Region 7 and the grasslands of South Dakota.
It's late afternoon, and the cattle are on the move at Copriva Angus. This commercial and registered Angus operation is located in northeast South Dakota, on the edge of the James River Valley. Jim and Karen Kopriva founded the ranch and raised their son Lee and daughter Angela here. Today, Jim and Lee work every day to care for nearly 400 cows on 2,700 acres.
My wife and I bought this place here in '91. She is originally from this area, and so is her family. They've been here for 125 years. We started with 7 cows in 1984, and we've grown since then.
I'm the 5th generation. My dad and mom are the 4th generation. It is a family operation. Dad and I exchange labor back and forth and work together and make management decisions together.
Like many of their neighbors, the Koprivas were initially grain farmers. However, while much of the land in their area has been converted to crops, the Koprivas have bucked the trend and planted the majority of their acres back to native grasses.
There's cattle around, but we see an awful lot of ground being took out of the CRP and put back into crop production. We see native land being broken and put into crop production. It's painful to see it happen.
We realize that it's not the best suit for the land and the resources that we have available to farm it. And I think over the long term, it's really been beneficial to have grassland and have established grass on cropland. It seems to be the best fit for our mindset and what we want to do and how we want to manage our resources and land base.
Rotational grazing has been key to maximizing production at Kopriva Angus. The Koprivas worked with NRCS to install over 20,000 feet of cross fencing, which has allowed them to increase their cattle numbers.
The main part of our grazing scheme is to always have acres of the operation resting, not getting grazed. And so if you have the ability through fencing and water development to focus a group of cows in an area of the pasture and then graze it and then move them to another area and rest the area that you had prior grazed, that really is beneficial.
It's pretty amazing to talk to neighbors that were here in the area before we started, to have them say how many head of cattle were on a certain area of grass. And now today we can have about 3 or 4 times that many just by simply managing the resources, by fencing off areas, rotating the area that they're grazing, and being able to just manage those resources.
We actually improved the grass and improved our income off of that land. And so we've been very impressed with it. It takes a little bit of management, a little bit of materials, but the payoff is far greater. It's well worth it.
The Koprivas know another key to a successful grazing system is access to water. They've built or renovated 35 dams and dugouts to improve grazing distribution.
So whether it be from the cattle side to the pasture side, the grass that will then become hay or alfalfa, water is necessary. It's absolutely the main thing that we need to be able to have everything going on.
We've learned to be better and better managers of water. We've also learned that a dugout or a dam is a very good investment.
They are extremely open to new possibilities and to new ideas as far as conservation is concerned. They've taken a look at not only what it will do for them in the short term, but what it will do in the long term as well.
The Koprivas have learned over the years that success is not always measured in dollars. They've seen firsthand how their efforts are helping to expand wildlife diversity by providing invaluable habitat.
It's fun to see all the different wildlife, and I think that shows that it's good for the ecosystem and everything else. Just being able to see that it's healthy, and that's where wildlife want to be, is where the healthy land is and the healthy resources as well.
At Kopriva Angus, they've made conservation a family tradition, and they're committed to creating a sustainable operation for future generations.
I hope that it continues to grow. I hope that we continue to learn from our environmental decisions, our stewardship decisions.
We've seen so many people abuse the resources apparently with no feelings of remorse. They're absolutely looking for the shiniest nickel they can find, and it pleases me that our management allows me to do what I know is right and protect the grass and take care of it and manage it and use it and still have the lifestyle I desire.
I think it's our duty here on Earth to take care of the resources that we're given, and I really think that being a good steward is just part of life. It doesn't need to be anything fancy. If you can use the resources you have and take care of them, things will work out and you'll be working with Mother Nature instead of working against her.
Now, if you'd like to see photos and videos of all the regional winners and learn how to apply for the award, just visit the website environmentalstewardship.org. Coming up next, we'll take a look at the Beef Quality Assurance Program and how it makes a difference for producers and beef consumers. And later, we'll visit with our friend Baxter Black. Don't go away. We'll have more from San Diego just ahead.
Beef Quality Assurance is your consumer-friendly story. Becoming BQA certified allows you to share your story and ensure customers that we're responsibly raising a safe, wholesome, and healthy beef supply. The checkoff-funded BQA program equips you with the best management practices for handling cattle, tending to their health and taking care of the environment. And now, thanks to a partnership with Beringer Ingelheim, you and your employees can earn a free BQA certification online from September 15th to November 20th. Visit bqa.org today.
Hi there, I'm Joey.
And I'm Rory, and welcome to our farm outside Nashville, Tennessee. When we go to work, whether it's on tour or here at home, we wear the West.
That's right, where it's that perfect snap shirt or that perfect pair of boots. When you wear Roper, you wear the West.
Learn more about us, Joey and Rory, and about Roper Western Wear at eroper.com.
Telling the truth and being real and feeding my family a home-cooked meal. That's important to me. That's important to me. Planting the garden and watching it grow.
Hello, I'm Kevin Ochsner, host of NCBA's Cattlemen to Cattlemen. Each week, we travel the country to bring you the latest cattle industry news and information. Check us out at cattlementocattlemen.org or on Facebook and Twitter. Welcome back. One of the programs that will be in the spotlight during the Cattle Industry Convention next January is the Beef Quality Assurance Program. We take a closer look at what BQA is and why it's important for producers in every segment of the cattle industry to become BQA certified, as Brian Baxter reports.
When a consumer decides to buy beef, they expect a safe, quality product. To ensure that expectation is met, the beef industry created BQA, the Beef Quality Assurance Program.
The Beef Quality Assurance Program is really an industry standard for cattle management and cattle production practices, ranging from everything from ensuring that producers are using high-quality feedstuffs to biosecurity and all the way to low-stress cattle handling and judicious use of antibiotics in producing beef cattle.
Even though BQA is aimed at assuring beef quality for consumers, the BQA training results in improved efficiency for cattle producers.
It's clear that anytime we can do things more efficiently, keep the animals at a lower stress point, ensure that we're using the right animal health products at the right time, all of those things translate to increased profitability. And so that's a comprehensive approach of the Beef Quality Assurance Program that can hopefully increase the economic viability of any operation. And with BQA being such an easy resource at the fingertips to cattle producers, it really makes sense for them to participate in the program and see if they can reap those benefits on their own operation.
From cattle handling to giving injections the right way, BQA provides a long list of best practices. It's education that provides real value to producers and their employees in every segment of the U.S. beef cattle industry.
BQA is tailored to all segments of the industry: cow-calf, stocker, feed yard, and even the dairy segment of the beef industry. And so we have resources for all of them. There's an entire Beef Quality Assurance manual, but there's also Beef Quality Assurance self-assessments for each specific segment of the industry that producers can use based on what they're looking for. Additionally, online training is tailored to your segment of the industry. If you're a cow-calf producer, you can take online BQA training that is geared to you.
There's no doubt the actions producers take on their farms and ranches every day directly impact beef safety and quality. That's why a science-based approach to ensuring animal care and beef quality is essential to providing consistent beef that consumers can feel confident in buying.
Today, more than ever, consumers are asking questions about how cattle are raised, what types of products are being used on cattle operations, what they're being fed. And so that allows producers to share their story and share that they are following a quality assurance program that can ensure those consumers that they are doing the right thing, that they're producing cattle in the right way based on a set of scientifically proven cattle management practices. BQA is the industry's story and the industry's response when consumers have a question about how cattle are raised.
I'm Brian Baxter reporting for NCBA's Cattlemen to Cattlemen.
Between now and November 20th, you can take advantage of free online BQA certification, compliments of Boehringer Ingelheim. To take advantage of the free sign-up, just visit the website bqa.org. Don't go away, the cowboy poet Baxter Black is up next.
Beef quality assurance is your consumer-friendly story. Becoming BQA certified allows you to share your story and ensure customers that we're responsibly raising a safe, wholesome, and healthy beef supply. The checkoff-funded BQA program equips you with the best management practices for handling cattle, tending to their health, and taking care of the environment. And now, thanks to a partnership with Boehringer Ingelheim, you and your employees can earn a free BQA certification online from September 15th to November 20th. Visit bqa.org today.
I have never wanted to do anything other than be in the cattle business. We use Triangle on the cows because it's been safe and effective and it's done us a good job. We're asking these cows to do more, so that has been a change. We have had just phenomenal results. We have very, very little loss. 100% of our cattle get vaccinated with Triangle.
Working your cattle just got easier. Introducing the new Vet Gun delivery system, a new way to apply topical insecticides to your cattle. The Vet Gun lets you remotely treat cattle with effective parasite control, so you can do it from an ATV, on horseback, or just walking among the herd. It's that simple. The proven topical insecticide AML Vet Cap is used with the Vet Gun. It works fast to control horn flies and lice while minimizing stress on your cattle. Fast, easy, effective. Vet Gun. Check with your animal health supplier for availability.
We know who made that hitch. We know who cut the steel, who milled the ball, and who welded the seams. We know who tested, measured, and checked. We even know who thought the whole thing up. We're B&W, and we know your hitch. Because we don't make them halfway around the world. We make them all right here. B&W. Trusted.
I can always count on my friends to add a new page to my scrapbook entitled How to Mess Up a Simple Calving. This chapter would be entitled Halter Safety. Rob was deep into calving his heifers. For his regular checks, he used a typical rancher's four-wheeler. It was dipping into twilight when Rob made his just before supper heifer check. He was looking for a brockle-faced mama that he'd noticed going into labor earlier. Well, he found her in a large depression on her back and gasping. Grabbing his handy cow halter, he put it over her head and gave a manly pull. No luck. Thinking quickly, he tied the halter shank to the end of a longer rope, which he then tied to the back of the four-wheeler. So far, so good. The rope came tight, but the four-wheeler lifted off its front wheels and came dangerously close to tipping over backwards. Next try, he locked his legs around the handlebars and leaned out over them like a figurehead on a schooner to distribute the load. And he gave it the gas. The rope broke. Rob fell forward head first as the spinning machine climbed over him, rolled him up, and laid him out flat. Not to be discouraged, the third time was the charm. Rob found a heavier piece of rope, rehitched, and voila! he drug that heifer to flatter ground, bless his heart. He dismounted to untie the machine, unfortunately not noticing that the heifer had regained her feet and was coming his way. Yes, she hit him from behind, bounced him off the four-wheeler and walked him like a foot log, and then she turned to escape the scene of the crime and pulled the machine over the top of our hapless hero, dragging the whole wreck to a stop. In retrospect, Rob said she turned out to be a pretty good mother, but he was never able to drive his four-wheeler into any pasture where she was without being attacked. There is an epilogue. The heifer outlived the machine. This is Baxter Black from out there.
Thanks, Baxter. It's always good to hear a little of your cowboy common sense. Now don't go away. We'll have more from San Diego right after this.
It's that time of year. Falling leaves, hay fields, and the smell of sweet diesel. Gear up for fall with John Deere equipment. Test drive all the latest equipment at our Drive Green event. You'll get coupons worth $500 off John Deere compact and utility tractors, plus $250 off a wide range of turf equipment. And the first 50 people to attend will receive a limited edition John Deere camo hat. Go to johndeere.com/drivegreen to find an event near you. Drive Green. Be there.
Set sail for San Diego and the 2016 Cattle Industry Convention and NCBA Trade Show. It's the cattle industry's biggest convention with education, networking, and fun that can't be beat. Plus, you can check out the huge NCBA Trade Show, and there will be a special event held on the historic USS Midway. It's the 2016 Cattle Industry Convention and NCBA Trade Show, January 27th through 29th in San Diego. Visit beefusa.org for more.
Welcome back to Point Loma. This is a historic area in California. Russell Nemitz joins us now to tell us a little bit more about that. Russell, over to you.
Here in Southern California, more specifically here in San Diego County, Mother Nature's beauty surrounds us and she's everywhere. And today finds us at Cabrillo National Monument, right outside of San Diego itself, and we have a special guest with us to tell us all about this national monument, Eileen Martinez. She's the chief interpreter here at the National Monument. And tell us all about this place.
Well, Cabrillo National Monument is so special. It's San Diego's only national park. People come from all over the world as well as from our local community to experience the beauty of this 160 acres. It's like a little island of natural beauty in the midst of a huge city. So it's very, very special to all of us, especially as native San Diegans like myself.
Absolutely. Now, you said the National Monument actually serves three purposes here in terms of history.
Absolutely. We interpret three eras of history, one of those being the military history here on the point. We have 21 fortifications here at the point. In fact, the last Saturday of the month, you can come and tour a bunker that's been completely restored, as well as our military history exhibit, which is open every day. We also interpret the lighthouse, which is a great icon on the tip of Point Loma. No longer in service, it's the old lighthouse. It's been completely restored inside to what it would have looked like in the late 1800s, and that's really fun to get in and imagine what life was like when San Diego was quite different. And our third major historical theme is the story of Juan Rodriguez Cabrillo, who was the first European to land on the West Coast in 1542, almost 500 years ago. He's very important to really our origin story as Americans, and his landing here certainly was that watershed moment that nothing would ever be the same again.
Well, the panoramic views here at Cabrillo National Monument are amazing, and how lucky is it for you to get to come here every day and work? And by the way, I mean, San Diego is the host city of the 2016 Cattle Industry Convention and NCBA Trade Show. this has to be one of the stops for folks coming to town.
Well, this is definitely a must. This is, in my opinion, the best view of San Diego. It's uninterrupted. It's 360 degrees. You can see Mexico all the way out into the East County. You can also see the whales migrating. You can see ships going in and out of the harbor. It's definitely something you don't want to miss.
You said from the military presence and the history behind the military, the lighthouse was actually kind of transformed into something other than what it was originally intended for during World War II.
Well, the lighthouse does provide a great vantage point looking out into the ocean, and during World War II, the military occupied the lighthouse, painted it a drabbed army green so it kind of blended into the scenery, and was definitely used to support our efforts to keep San Diego safe during that time.
And a very humbling experience for anybody who visits this national monument is, of course, the military cemetery nearby.
Absolutely. When you come into Cabrillo National Monument, you drive right through Fort Rosecrans National Military Cemetery, and it's as far as you can see, there are white tombstones, and it really is sobering when you think of all of those that made that ultimate sacrifice for our freedom.
Anything else you want to tell us about the National Monument here in San Diego County?
Well, we are open from 9 to 5 every day, and we have hiking, we have explorations, we have 3 different museums. You can go visit tide pools. There's just a lot to do and a lot of fun to be had.
All right, there you have it, friends. Just one of the musts for folks headed to San Diego in January for the 2016 Cattle Industry Annual Convention and NCBA Trade Show, Cabrillo National Monument. Reporting from San Diego County here in Southern California, for NCBA's Cattlemen to Cattlemen, I'm Russell Nemitz.
Thanks, Russell. No doubt, good fun and good business will be on the agenda at the 2016 Cattle Industry Convention. And there will be nearly 6 acres of exhibits at the one and only NCBA Trade Show. Plus, Friday night will feature the Cowboy Concert Series with country music star Martina McBride. Find out all you need to know to get to San Diego at the website beefusa.org. Registration is open now. Well, that's our time for this edition of NCBA's Cattlemen to Cattlemen. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Kevin Oxer. We'll see you again next week right here on RFD TV.